The main stadium in Paris suddenly fell silent as the stage lights dimmed, leaving Park Jimin and Jungkook to do something that was never part of any concert script. In front of tens of thousands of fans holding their breath, the two BTS stars let go of all stage formalities and shared an emotional moment so intimate that it transformed the entire stadium into a silent witness to a bond far deeper than that of ordinary teammates. Welcome to Jimin Gallery, the home for Park Jimin fans who want to discover all the latest news, interesting facts, and stories behind the world's spotlight on Jimin. The magnificent atmosphere inside Paris main stadium suddenly turned completely quiet as the stage lights dimmed, leaving only the two figures thousands of fans had been eagerly waiting to see: Jimin and Jungkook. A concert that had been filled with explosive energy from the very beginning unexpectedly transformed into an intimate and deeply personal moment for everyone in attendance. Soft spotlights focused on the center of the stage, illuminating the two youngest members of BTS as they stood side by side. Then, without warning, Jimin stepped closer to Jungkook, initiating an interaction that had never been included in any concert script. The thunderous cheers of the audience gradually faded into whispers of admiration as everyone realized that something extraordinary was unfolding before their eyes. Jungkook, who is usually playful and energetic on stage, looked at Jimin with an expression filled with sincerity and deep emotion. This was not merely the end of another concert. It became an emotional declaration of the brotherhood they had built together over many years as members of BTS. The silence that filled the stadium seemed to become a quiet witness to a connection that required no words for fans to understand. Jimin then reached out and gently held Jungkook's shoulder, a gesture that often symbolizes unwavering support and heartfelt gratitude. Jungkook responded with a soft smile that reflected both appreciation and emotion, leaving thousands of ARMY members breathless. The scene created an incredibly touching atmosphere, as though time itself had stopped in the heart of Paris. Many fans seated in the front rows were seen wiping away tears as they witnessed the genuine sincerity of the interaction between the two. The farewell presented on stage felt remarkably authentic, far removed from the formality of a scripted performance. There was no rigid choreography, only two close friends cherishing their final moments together in front of their devoted supporters. Jimin appeared to whisper something briefly into Jungkook's ear, instantly causing the main vocalist to lower his head with a shy laugh as he tried to hide his emotions. That small exchange immediately became the highlight of the evening and flooded social media timelines within seconds. Paris, a city famous for its romantic atmosphere, seemed to provide the perfect backdrop for preserving such an emotional moment between these two global stars. For ARMY, what they witnessed that night was far more than an ordinary stage performance. It became a memory that would remain unforgettable. The warmth radiating from their interaction seemed to reach every corner of the stadium, bringing comfort despite the cool night air. It came as no surprise that many fans described the moment as one of the emotional peaks of BTS's European concert tour. Jungkook then returned Jimin's embrace with warmth, holding him for several long moments in front of tens of thousands of watching eyes. That embrace seemed to symbolize every struggle, achievement, and unforgettable journey they had shared together as teammates. The audience could not take their eyes off them, determined to preserve every second of the beautiful moment in their memories. Fans continuously chanted their names throughout the stadium, adding both grandeur and heartfelt emotion to the farewell. The loyalty of the fans in Paris became even more evident as they simultaneously turned on the flashlights on their phones, creating a breathtaking sea of lights. Surrounded by that glowing ocean, Jimin and Jungkook continued to share their heartfelt interaction, making it seem as though the entire world had disappeared, leaving only the two of them on stage. They made no attempt to leave in a hurry, instead choosing to savor every second of the moment. Their decision to remain on stage longer left an unforgettable impression on everyone present. The moment also sparked an overwhelming response from ARMY around the world through live streams and video clips shared online. Hashtags related to Jimin and Jungkook's farewell quickly climbed to the top of global trending lists within a short period of time. Fans everywhere expressed their admiration for the sincerity the two idols displayed during the concert's emotional conclusion. The magic of that evening seemed to transcend distance and language, uniting millions of people around the world in the same heartfelt emotion. This unexpected surprise once again proved that BTS always finds unique ways to create unforgettable memories for their fans wherever they perform. Paris now holds a new chapter in the remarkable journey of Jimin and Jungkook's international music career. Their special bond became living proof that the connection they have built together is far stronger than fame itself. The moment also served as a reminder of the importance of having someone you can truly rely on through both joyful and difficult times. When the time finally came for them to separate and slowly walk away from the center of the stage, the spotlights continued to follow every step they took. Jimin occasionally glanced back at Jungkook, seemingly making sure his friend was still smiling despite the exhaustion after such an energetic performance. The sincere smiles they offered to the audience before disappearing behind the stage curtains became the perfect ending to an unforgettable night. A deep sense of emotion continued to linger throughout the stadium even as the house lights slowly came back on. Many music critics in attendance praise BTS for having the courage to present themselves with such honesty and emotion on one of the world's biggest stages. According to them, moments like these are what distinguish BTS from many other groups: their genuine emotional connection with both one another and their fans. Jimin and Jungkook revealed a deeply human side of themselves that made fans admire and appreciate them even more. Their farewell in Paris has now become remembered as one of the most iconic moments of this year's world tour. ARMY in France felt especially fortunate to witness what many considered a once-in-a-lifetime moment unfold on stage. Online fan communities quickly filled with discussions analyzing every gesture and every glance exchanged between Jimin and Jungkook that night. For many fans, what happened in Paris was not simply a coincidence, but a reflection of the unconditional support they have consistently shown one another throughout the years. The story continued to spread from one fan to another, becoming a new legend within the BTS community. The concert organizers also acknowledged that the energy created by the moment was truly extraordinary and completely unexpected. They noted that the spontaneous interaction between Jimin and Jungkook became one of the most memorable highlights ever witnessed at the stadium. It demonstrated the remarkable ability of both artists to establish a powerful emotional connection with their audience. As a result, the Paris concert was widely regarded as one of the most emotionally engaging performances of the entire tour. For Jimin, the concert may have carried a special meaning that inspired him to give the audience something beyond singing and dancing. For Jungkook, having Jimin by his side appeared to provide a sense of comfort that allowed him to perform freely and confidently. That unique chemistry created a magical moment witnessed by thousands of fans holding their breath. The warmth of that interaction seemed to linger long after the music had ended, and the stage lights had completely faded. High-quality photographs capturing the moment soon began circulating across social media, preserving every subtle emotion reflected on Jimin and Jungkook's faces. The images highlighted the sincerity of the feelings they shared, allowing viewers to sense the closeness between them. International media outlets also took notice of the moment, describing it as another example of the maturity and strong bond shared among the members of BTS. Paris truly became the setting for a memory that many believe will be remembered for years to come. No words seemed capable of fully expressing how emotional the farewell felt for those who experienced it inside the stadium. It was a mixture of sadness as the concert came to an end, and joy from having witnessed such a memorable experience. Jimin and Jungkook left a lasting impression on the hearts of their fans in the City of Love. The memory proved so meaningful that many fans expressed their desire to cherish it as a treasured part of their own journey alongside BTS. The magic of a live stage is always impossible to predict, and that evening in Paris, Jimin and Jungkook demonstrated exactly why. They gave everything they had, not only through their vocals and choreography, but also through their genuine emotions in front of ARMY. The excellence of their performance was elevated even further by the personal warmth they shared, touching fans on a deeply human level. Moments like these help explain why BTS continues to inspire such profound admiration around the world. Even after the concert had ended, conversations about the farewell continued throughout the streets of Paris late into the night. Fans from many different countries gathered together to exchange. The main stadium in Paris suddenly fell silent as the stage lights dimmed, leaving Park Jimin and Jungkook to do something that was never part of any concert script. In front of tens of thousands of fans holding their breath, the two BTS stars let go of all stage formalities and shared an emotional moment so intimate that it transformed the entire stadium into a silent witness to a bond far deeper than that of ordinary teammates. Welcome to Jimin Gallery, the home for Park Jimin fans who want to discover all the latest news, interesting facts, and stories behind the world's spotlight on Jimin. The magnificent atmosphere inside Paris main stadium suddenly turned completely quiet as the stage lights dimmed, leaving only the two figures thousands of fans had been eagerly waiting to see: Jimin and Jungkook. A concert that had been filled with explosive energy from the very beginning unexpectedly transformed into an intimate and deeply personal moment for everyone in attendance. Soft spotlights focused on the center of the stage, illuminating the two youngest members of BTS as they stood side by side. Then, without warning, Jimin stepped closer to Jungkook, initiating an interaction that had never been included in any concert script. The thunderous cheers of the audience gradually faded into whispers of admiration as everyone realized that something extraordinary was unfolding before their eyes. Jungkook, who is usually playful and energetic on stage, looked at Jimin with an expression filled with sincerity and deep emotion. This was not merely the end of another concert. It became an emotional declaration of the brotherhood they had built together over many years as members of BTS. The silence that filled the stadium seemed to become a quiet witness to a connection that required no words for fans to understand. Jimin then reached out and gently held Jungkook's shoulder, a gesture that often symbolizes unwavering support and heartfelt gratitude. Jungkook responded with a